We use it, but how much? Asterisk. We are insanely overloaded with information. A century or two ago, it took weeks for news to travel from one part of the world to another. Today, it takes a fraction of a second. In 2016, Telecom conducted an interesting study to measure just how much data this vast amount of information represents in digital terms. They compared how much data our grandmothers consumed in the 1950s to how much we consume now, in the 21st century. And based on this, they came up with a striking figure. Asterisk 1 internet-savvy grandchild equals 13,568 grandmothers. Asterisk. In other words, to draw an equals sign between the childhood selves of today's grandparents and our own, you'd have to multiply grandma's youthful data usage by that much. It's no wonder that the average attention span is decreasing globally. More precisely, our ability to concentrate is fragmenting and steadily deteriorating. Psychological research shows that this constant decline has reached its lowest point in the past year or two. According to studies, the average attention span of media consumers has dropped from 12 seconds to 8. For comparison, a goldfish's attention span is 9 seconds. According to research by Hungary's National Media and Communications Authority, children are coming into contact with digital devices at younger and younger ages, sometimes as early as 3 or 4 years old. It has also been observed that parents consider television less risky, so screen time increases not only for the child but for the whole family. The more time a young child spends in front of any kind of screen, the more the level of melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating the sleep cycle, drops. The natural rhythm is disrupted, and falling asleep becomes harder and happens much later. More and more research suggests that if a child spends more than 3 hours a day in front of a screen, any screen, the negative effects may appear in the form of attention deficits, language difficulties, or behavioral problems. A young child, up to about 2 years old, doesn't even understand what they're seeing on a screen. But due to their orienting reflex, their gaze is drawn to the flickering lights and interesting sounds. If any kind of screen is on, a preschool-aged child is unlikely to play on their own, yet that is the foundation of real learning. And if a screen is on, the parent is also less likely to talk to the child, which can hinder the development of the child's language skills. The more screen time a family has, the less eye contact there is, the less facial reading. Again, the goal is not to make every parent panic. Let's not demonize screens or the digital space, that won't lead us to a solution. The ultimate goal isn't total screen deprivation, as that would be nearly impossible in the 21st century. At least, it would require giving up too much, though some people do manage it. I can't. For the vast majority, digitalization and the constant use of smart devices are an integral part of daily life. Neither approach is better or worse, just very different directions. Rather, the goal should be that as many of us as possible become aware of these issues, internalize this knowledge, pay attention to our own behavior, and based on that, become capable of making decisions, because with knowledge comes the possibility of choice. Without knowledge, we often just drift along, even into misconceptions.